What is up, my bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video and another vlog. I'm sorry these haven't been super consistent as of late. We will get back to the weekly episodes, but for now I'm working on something else. Bear with me. Today we are in the bedroom, and that's because I want to talk to you about sleep. So since I released the review of this ring, the Oura Ring, I got a lot of questions about sleep. What does my bedtime routine look like? What ways can you optimize sleep? And I thought it would be a great subject for a vlog. So sleep, we all love sleep, let's be honest. If you don't like sleep, then I don't know. And I love to sleep well, and there's 4 things that can really affect your quality of sleep. So number 1, timing. When should you go to sleep, and how long should you sleep for? There's a little bit of individual variance when it comes to going to sleep and how long you need to sleep. There's obviously the people who crack on about going to bed early, getting up at 4 or 5 a.m. so you get lots of stuff done. But this doesn't always work for most people. Myself personally, I would certainly fall into the night owl category. I feel much better, I'm much more creative, I can get work done later on in the day, and I really struggle in the morning. One thing I would recommend, and one that you can do, it's very, very simple, is go online to, I think, the Power of When quiz. Just search it on Google, or I'll put a link in the description down below. Go to that, do that quiz, and it'll basically give you an idea of your chronotype, which is your kind of individual variance on your normal day-to-day circadian rhythm. Some people will be good in the morning, some people will be good in the evening, some people will be kind of a mixture in between. Next would be how long should you sleep for? And again, this one varies from individual to individual. Me personally, doing a decent amount of physical exercise, I will need sleep so that I can recover from that. And I kind of like sleep anyway, so I try to aim for 8 hours of sleep as a minimum a night. Ideally 9, but 8 seems to do just about fine. What this allows is for me to get roughly 5 sleep cycles in. We sleep in rough cycles of around 90 minutes, so 7.5 hours is 5 cycles. That's a decent amount of sleep. Then half an hour on, so each end has a little bit of time for latency before you fall asleep, and then that little bit of time for waking up. So that's personally for me, 8 hours seems to do it. If you're one of those freaks of nature who can deal with 5 hours sleep and feel amazing, then lucky for you. I'm definitely not one of those people. The last thing about timing kind of brings me on to the first part of the next segment, which is nutrition, and that is the timing of your final meal of the day. Eating later at night can affect your sleep. Then my heart rate would stay at a much elevated level during the night. I wouldn't get as much deep sleep as well. Really did actually decrease my sleep quality by quite a bit. So what I've been trying to do now is give at least 3 hours, 2 if I'm a bit squeezed for time, between when I eat my final big meal and then when I go to sleep. The second thing to mention about nutrition and timing is coffee, one of my favorite things. Caffeine has roughly a 6 to 8 hour half-life in the body, which means ideally we want to stop drinking it 6 to 8 hours before we go to bed. So if I stop drinking coffee around 2 or 3 p.m. for myself personally, I tend to find I sleep better than if I have a coffee, say at 5, 6 o'clock for some reason. This varies from individual depending on how caffeine sensitive you are. I'm not particularly, but it's a good one to watch out for if you are struggling to get sleep at night. One of the most important supplements when it comes to sleep, something I take pretty much every single day and have done for years, is magnesium. This is the one I personally use at the moment. It's Yin Reserve by Strength Sensei, the late Charles Poliquin. Magnesium deficiencies are actually one of the most prevalent in developed countries. I think like 80% of people are deficient in magnesium. It's just an essential nutrient. It's responsible for like 300 different functions in the body, one of which is supporting deep restorative sleep through maintaining GABA levels. So if you're deficient in magnesium, the depth and quality of your sleep may suffer. So making sure you take a magnesium supplement can help with that. This one also has L-theanine in, which is an amino acid which has kind of a relaxing effect on the body. So the combination of magnesium, L-theanine, about an hour before bed, definitely is a great way to improve sleep. And again, the Oura Ring supports this. It should also be noted that magnesium isn't necessarily best absorbed through the gut. So having things like magnesium spray or magnesium lotion, both of these also work very well if you don't want to just buy a supplement, or you want to rub one on yourself instead. You know, whatever floats your boat. The last supplement I want to recommend is for melatonin production, which is your kind of sleep hormone. And melatonin is made from the neurotransmitter serotonin, so you can take something called 5-HTP, which is a supplement. There's a precursor to serotonin, so it'll help boost melatonin production. You can buy melatonin as a supplement, although I think it is illegal in the UK, so you can't buy it in the UK. I have used it once in the past, but it's not something I would recommend using because it can affect your own body's production of it. So you're better off making that work versus trying to supplement it in. So that's basically nutrition ticked off, I would say. Next we move on to the third one, which is light. Now light is basically referring to our circadian rhythm. Again, we have daylight, we have nighttime. We have the daylight hours when we're up and the nighttime hours, the darkness, when we go to sleep. However, we've kind of shifted that a bit, having 24-hour light. So you can help your sleep and improve your own circadian rhythm by kind of reinforcing a little bit more that light and dark cycle. Blue light is probably the most disruptive when it comes to melatonin production, as we mentioned earlier about going to sleep. So trying to reduce your exposure to that in the evenings is going to be the biggest one when it comes to improving your sleep. Now, this means trying to avoid TV, computer. These little guys are probably the worst offenders when it comes to your sleep at night. Trying to avoid them about an hour before bed will do wonders. I know it personally does for me. However, I do find this one the hardest to stick to. So what you can do is that iOS, Android will have night modes, which basically make the screen orange. That's going to reduce your exposure to blue light. You can also get the same thing for your computer or Mac. You can use Flux, or I'm pretty sure some of them have an inbuilt one where it, again, makes the screen orange. The last thing you can do is grab yourself a pair of blue blocking glasses, which I have, these ones, or Swannies. I'll put a link to these in the description down below. These do make a big difference, and I actually sometimes wear these in a day because you can see it kind of reflects blue light as well. So if you get migraines and headaches looking at a computer all day, these things can certainly reduce the intensity of that. Taking this a step further, we can also alter the environment, the room that we're in, to match that lighting. So currently, this is my room in day mode, and this is what it looks like in night mode. And this is night mode, right? Really don't need these at the moment. So the main things here is one, it's generally a darker room. We've got blackout blinds, that's gonna help reduce the exposure to like bright street lights and things like that might be shining through your window. Number two is we have a little bit of more of an orangey glow and ambiance in the room. We've got an orange light in the corner, and then I've also used some candles as well, which I like to light up because, you know, it's kind of a nice atmosphere. This one I got one from my friend Ryan Carter, or @LivVite. He's been on the channel before, and he's got a great Instagram when it comes to nutrition advice. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of it for light. I'm gonna brighten this one up. This one personally does make, for me, the biggest difference when it comes to sleep. If I do take the time to really shut off, turn down the lights, put some candles on, and just spend some time relaxing, I sleep like an actual baby. So yeah, light's a big one. The last one I want to mention is movement. And this is something that maybe is probably overlooked when it comes to your bedtime routine, but one thing that can have a dramatic impact on your central nervous system. And that is stretching. Probably no surprise there. The way I got into stretching initially, I did a stretching routine every single night before I went to bed, and I did that for years. It's still something I do, but it's not the mainstay of my mobility practice. I don't do it to increase my flexibility. I do it to unwind and relax in a very literal way, and reducing the tension in a lot of muscles. So something like I'm doing now is a piriformis or pigeon position. I've actually got a whole routine on my YouTube channel called an evening relaxation routine. That has a bunch of stretches. You can take the ones you like, leave out the ones you don't like, or just follow the whole routine. Doing that half an hour before bed is a great way to literally relax and unwind your muscles and your nervous system before going to bed. Switch sides. Alongside this would also be breathing. It kind of goes hand in hand with relaxed stretching, but deep diaphragmatic breathing, very relaxed breathing, is also a great way to unwind and just kind of tone things down a little bit before you go to bed. But that is kind of everything that I have done in the past or try to do on a daily basis currently to improve the quality of my sleep and help myself sleep better and recover better for the training and just general health and feel good on a day-to-day basis. I want to mention that you don't need to do absolutely everything that I've covered in this video. Understand that this is me adding little bits each time over the period of 3 or 4 years. Doing the small things and just implementing things like, you know, trying not to look at your phone an hour before you go to sleep, or even grabbing a pair of blue blocking glasses. Very, very simple things you can implement slowly over time, and gradually they build up and you do feel a great benefit from it. But if you are going to give any of these a try, why not let me know in the comments down below. Leave a comment, and you can also let me know if there's anything I missed that you would personally recommend for improving your sleep. And no, a bottle of wine doesn't count. That being said, you can also hit that thumbs up button if you want to support the channel, show you enjoyed these vlogs, this series. Right next to it is that subscribe button if you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior tribe so you don't miss out on any more future videos. But that has been it for this week, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a strong week. and peace.